Hey guys, coming at you with another What's Next. This is on my number 3 super featherweight in the world right now, and that is Leo Santa Cruz, the WBA super champion at 130 pounds, which is super featherweight. So, he last fought when he debuted at 130 back in November. Took on, I forget the guy's name. He was a no-name fighter. Took him on, got a more competitive than thought 12-round decision, and captured the vacant WBA Super Championship. Now, he didn't deserve to fight for the Super title, or any title for that matter, considering he was fighting to nobody, but nonetheless, the WBA, very corrupt, awarded him a world title, and now he's got one. So, the big talk since then, though, was that he was going to be facing Gervonta Davis next. We did not know what weight the fight was going to take place at. We know the two sides agreed to terms, but obviously the weight wasn't the terms they agreed to. They were already talking about dates in June to put on pay-per-view, and then the coronavirus happened. So now we don't know when exactly the fight is projected for, but we don't know if the fight's going to take place for sure anymore. Leo Santa Cruz just came out the other day and said that that fight has to take place at 130. Gervonta Davis had, struggled and missed weight a couple times at 130 pounds. And then he just recently, in his debut at 135, missed weight the first attempt on the scale and then finally made it on the second attempt. So, we don't know what is going to happen, if this fight's going to happen at all. Now, with Santa Cruz putting his foot down saying it's got to be at 130, is he going to budge? Will he be willing to do a catch weight, maybe 132, 133? I don't know. He seemed pretty firm, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see if the fight can still get made. But let's run up through the top 10 here at 130 and see what's possibly next for Leo Santa Cruz, the WBA Super Champion. We start with number 1, Miguel Berchelt, a unification bout. Not going to happen. Berchelt has a mandatory defense due against Oscar Valdez next, so no chance here. Number 2, IBF champion Joseph Diaz Jr. Not going to happen. Diaz has a mandatory rematch due against Tevin Farmer, or he's going to have a mandatory title defense due against Shavkat Rakhimov next. So no chance he's facing Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is 3. Number 4 is undefeated former featherweight champion Oscar Valdez. No chance Valdez is challenging Miguel Berchelt in a mandatory title fight next. So no chance of this one. Number 5 would be Santa Cruz against regular champion Rene Alvarado. If the WBA for some reason ordered these two guys to fight because it's regular and super champion, that's the only way I could see it happening, but I doubt they do that. Plus, this is Golden Boy working with Top Rank, and this is also, Santa Cruz is also one of Richard Schaefer's guys. So, working with the PBC, and again, Santa Cruz is a Richard Schaefer guy. I highly doubt they work together to make this fight. No way. Number 6 is Mickey Roman. Wouldn't completely rule it out because Roman is a promotional free agent. Well, not a promotional free agent, but whoever he's with can work with anybody. So I wouldn't completely rule it out if Santa Cruz doesn't get a bigger fight, because Mickey Roman would be a good option to take on, and face and defend his title again. So wouldn't completely rule it out. Number 7, WBO champion Jamel Herring. Not going to happen next. Herring is facing off against Carl Frampton in his next fight, so that looks that's pretty much going to happen for sure. So no chance of this one. Number 8 is former IBF champion Tevin Farmer. Farmer looks to have a mandatory title rematch against Joseph Diaz Jr. due next. But if for some reason that doesn't happen and the IBF orders Shavkat Rakhimov to fight him, I wouldn't completely rule it out. But I just think stylistically, that's not a matchup that Leo Santa Cruz is going to move out of the PBC to take. If he wanted to move out of the PBC, it would have to be against an easier matchup, and I just don't think that's going to happen here. Number 9 is Andrew Cancio, former champion. Not going to happen. Cancio just signed with just signed with Top Rank, and I doubt Top Rank and the PBC get together for this one. And then number 10 is Joan O'Carroll. Just too tough of a matchup to cross over promotions because Carroll's with Matchroom, so I'm not seeing this one either. Now, that's a top 10 for Santa Cruz. Now, what do I think he could do next? I think other options are hopefully Gary Russell at 130 if Davis decides to pass on a fight with Santa Cruz. I would love to see Russell move up and take on Santa Cruz. I think Santa Cruz owes it to the public to face a big name opponent soon. Another option is probably probably Abner Mares in the third fight, but why? I think he soundly beat him twice. The first fight was good through about half the fight, and then Santa Cruz just took over in the second half. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of punches were landed on both sides, but it was about every 2 or 3 punches to every 1 punch for Mares. And I don't know, I just don't see this as an attractive fight. I'm sorry, I want to, but I just don't see it as being a very attractive fight for Santa Cruz, to face Abner Mares again after beating him both times. I mean, yeah, it'd be at a new weight class, but Mares, by the time they fight, his last fight was against Santa Cruz in their rematch, and that was, in 2018? And, I mean, it's going to be, like I said, almost a full 2 years since he fought, so I don't know, man. That's just, I wouldn't do it if I'm Leo Santa Cruz. I don't think the fight makes sense. Outside of name recognition, and he should be going for more than that. So I hope he goes after a Davis fight more than anything would be the fight I would want. Or, you know what, I take that back. I think the fight I want most is Gary Russell Jr. at 130, so Santa Cruz could get a solid win there and then say, hey, all right, I'm willing to move up to 135 to face Davis now. But it's along the same lines. I mean, I'd love to see a Davis clash as well. But I really think Davis is not going to come down from 135. He could, but I doubt it. That's tough to make that much weight unless he's really disciplined and he really thinks he can do it. And I don't know, just the way he's been, I doubt it. So, not completely ruling any of this out, but definitely could happen. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. But that's the what's next on my number 3 super featherweight in the world, WBA super champion Leo Santa Cruz. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.